Welcome, everybody. It's another episode with me, Dexter, and your host. And today we have a very special guest, Dave Chaffee, uh, an EVW athlete, world champion in his regard, and also a very strong man. So, welcome, Dave.
Hey, Dexter, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's I'm just slowly covering all the athletes at some point, and you are competing. You know up your upcoming match in Switzerland. So I figured like let's get you on the show. Let everybody know a little different side of Dave Chaffee. Other than he's a very strong fellow, what else does he do in his life? Right. So we get a whole bunch of people. A guy even Julio Martinez. Much love from Mexico, Dave. So
Appreciate it. Thanks, Julio.
yeah, I think there's because I was studying the on Sunday, I did a lot of trend studies and I was just looking at how our arm wrestling community has grown over the past couple of years, and it is this way. And so naturally, when arm wrestling gets more and more popular, athletes like yourself who's been competing at the highest level would easily be recognized. I actually foresee in the next few years you'll have a tough time walking down to Walmart and not get stopped and people asking, "Hey, can I get your autograph or a picture of you?" So it's just only a matter of time, just a little bit longer. I think we'll hit super mainstream status.
And
So
that would be awesome. Like I remember when I started 20 years ago, like just arm wrestling in a bar. We go arm wrestling in bars and restaurants, stuff like that. So to get to where you guys are and where you think we're going, that's awesome to hear. So that's great news.
yeah, every time you guys come to an event and we have you sign all the posters and t-shirts, it's actually to help you practice. So when fans come up to you, you're like fluent and fast, right?
Yeah. We
So
got it down. We sign those posters. We get a little bit of practice. So I'll definitely be ready.
oh yeah, for sure. So very, very quickly, right? I want to talk a little bit, going all the way back. How did you even get into arm wrestling?
Well, I mean, I was always like a decent as a kid. Always, beat my friends and stuff like that. So growing up, I was a decent arm wrestler. I entered like it actually my first like sort of real competition was not a real competition in college. I was in a fraternity, and they had like a fraternity competition between all the fraternities, and they chose my guys chose me and I actually won that. And then the next school I went to actually they had an intramural competition. I ended up winning that, and then my first like actual legitimate competition, I seen a flyer in the gym I used to go to, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll give this a try. And a friend of mine knew somebody who had actually arm wrestled, semi-professionally type deal, and he introduced me. I went to train with him a couple times, went to the tournament, and actually won that one. So that was 2006. That's going almost 20 years from that. And actually, I was like, I can maybe do this. And then 3 months later, I had my second tournament and ended up breaking my arm in my second tournament. So that's some bad luck, but yeah. But here I am now. It made me stronger.
Okay, okay. Well, it might be a little bit gory, but can you tell us a little bit more about your injury?
Yeah, yeah, no problem. It was February of 2007, so it was like 3 months after my first competition. It was a tournament like 5 hours away from where I live, so it was about a 5-hour drive in Ohio. I live in Erie, Pennsylvania. I was on the other side of Ohio, so it was Ohio State's, and I remember it was the amateur competition. I'd won my first match, and it was my second match against Doug Allen. He was semi new too, but he was a good puller, and we ended up going at it. I ended up in not a horrible bad position, but my elbow was coming off the pad, and the referee at the time was like, get your elbow back in the pad. They're pretty lenient. And when I got back on, Doug just hit, and it snapped. And I really didn't know exactly what happened because you have so much adrenaline up there. Like I'm like, oh my! I looked down and my arms like kind of hanging, and Doug was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's not your fault. And then after about a minute, maybe less than that, I'm like, okay. They brought a chair up. You sit down. You start sweating a little bit, and and then the ambulance comes. They took me off. It was kind of like a backwoods place, and they take you there, and I'm telling them, I broke my arm up here. It's my humerus. Like I know where it's broke, and they're like, no, no, they told us you broke your forearm. Like I'm telling you, it's not broken. My forearm definitely did break. So they take the X-rays, and they're like, we can't find a break. I said, what did you take an X-ray of? And they're like, my forearm. I'm like, I told you, it's not my forearm. So they take another X-ray. Like, oh yeah, you did break your arm. Like, yeah, well, obviously, yeah, I'm in a lot of pain. I know I broke my arm. So then they get that taken care of, and they take me back to the room, and the nurse is like, and they're putting a splint on. It takes like 15 minutes to get on. I'm in a horrible pain. I'm like, oh, this is awful. So they finally get it on. They leave. They come back, and probably 10, 20 minutes later, and they're like, I'm sorry, sir. We put the wrong type of splint on. The doctor's on the internet now trying to figure out what type of splint to put on you. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, why would you, first off, why would you even tell me that your doctor has no idea what he's doing, basically? So yeah, that was my broken arm story. Not very interesting time. But like I said, it healed up. I went when I got home. I went to the orthopedic, and they decided to make me wait like 2 weeks. They'll see if it'll heal on its own. They didn't want to do surgery right away. Probably because, honestly, I think it's because at the time I didn't have health insurance, so I feel that's why they didn't do it. But honestly, it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. So I came back. It was healing on its own, and I had to wear like a spiral fracture brace or humerus fracture brace. I can't remember what it was called, but on my arm for about 8 weeks. And after that, took it off. And I couldn't arm wrestle right-handed for a year, but I started arm wrestling left-handed. And after a year, I came back, and the rest is history, basically.
Wow. Jeez. Yeah, my daughter broke her femur bone in a playground accident when she was like 9 or 10,
Ooh,
and it's yeah, breaking those, having a bone break is
yeah,
it's the next level kind of injury.
it's not fun. No.
Yeah. Well, hopefully nothing was sticking out the skin or something.
No, there was no, definitely wasn't sticking out the skin. It was a pretty bad deal. The doctor said it was one of the worst ones he's seen from the fracture wise. But it healed up good. My arm's kind of bent because of it, because the way it healed up. But like I said, I feel like the bone healed stronger there. And honestly, I feel like it made my arm stronger. I don't know what it was, or just maybe it's in my head, but I feel like it really did.
So literally, the doctor did not operate at all. It's just a
No, nope,
wow.
he didn't operate. He said, I want to see you in 2 weeks. I want to see if it starts healing on its own. And I came back in a couple weeks. It was healing on its own, and I had to wear that spiral fracture brace for like I think it was 8 weeks, and took it off. I started working out lightly with it, and like I said, a year later, I came back right-handed, and here I am today.
Wow. Well, I guess that's the benefit of, having something broken while you're still young, I guess,
Yes,
huh?
yeah.
So recovery is probably fast. But jeez. Ugh. Yeah, that
Mhm.
is always the fear, right? I mean, the fear of any professional athlete is injuries. Fortunately for you, it is not career-ending injury. If anything, it's a slight benefit to a certain degree.
No, my dad, he's not alive anymore, but when he was alive, he used to go to all my growing up. I don't think he missed a baseball game, a football game, but he still watched my arm wrestling stuff. And he came with me to the competition, and he was very, sarcastic, sometimes negative guy. And he's like, oh, after I broke my arm, we're standing in the elevator. He's looking at me. He's like, I think you might want to find a new hobby. And I told him, I said, there's no way. I said, I'm good at this. I said, I'm going to be world champion someday. And I told him that, and I made it happen. So
Jeez, wow. Yeah, I'm now anybody who does other than a live podcast like this, right? During my Zoom meetings and whatnot, I have a strap and a band there, and I'll be working out and everything. But they always, oh yeah, you get your training to be to compete. I'm like, no, 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 man, not today. I'm a little uh careful. I need my fingers to work and everything. So I don't know. I'm maybe I'm a big baby, but I'm a little afraid of injuries. But
well, honestly, it was like after the arm break, it was probably in the back of my head for about maybe almost 2 years. Like if I got in a certain position, I got a little nervous. I was like, it's always there. Yeah, I don't want to break my arm again, but mentally it went away after 2 years. I was fine, and I haven't looked back.
Jeez, yeah, yeah. Well, that's very fortunate of you to do it while you're young, and rather than now. Well, even
Yeah,
now, you're still pretty young. You're in your 40s. You're
I'm I'm,
totally.
I'm, I'm almost 50. We're going 48. I'm pushing it. I'm getting old. So
You're fine. I mean, 50 is the new 30s, I think. I
uh,
mean,
sure.
with all the advancements and everything. So it's a good time to be alive where with all the nutritional stuff, all the science, and
Yeah.
the latest one being stem cells, and now peptides are everywhere, uh,
There's a lot of
for
stuff you can work with
every
now for
different
sure.
reasons. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, going back, let's talk straight into family, right? So you supplied me a couple of pictures. I'm gonna show them. So here, I'm guessing this is your
That
spouse.
that is my beautiful wife. Yes,
Perfect.
Amber Chaffee. Yes. Hmm.
And what is her name?
Amber.
Amber, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I know that because 'cause I'm Facebook friends with you, but
Yes.
the community
Yes.
doesn't, so I wanna highlight that, right?
She's my biggest fan. Love her to death. Best friend. We do everything together. She's always my corner person for every match. I would It'd be really odd to not have her by my side. She's there every step of the way. She deals with the ups, the downs, the different mood swings. How you're feeling this day, and just she sees me go through everything. So she always has my back. I love her to death. So yeah, that's her.
That's the best kinda partner,
Yes.
through thick and thin. Now, where did you meet her?
We Actually, she worked at the prison with me years ago.
Oh.
That's how we met. She was a corrections officer, and so was I. And I started a few years before she did, and she started. And actually, for the first couple of years, she hated me. She didn't like me at all. She thought I was, I don't know. I used to joke around a lot there. I'm a sarcastic guy, and she didn't appreciate my jokes at first, but after a couple years, I'm like, I kind of like this girl. So, I started talking to her a little bit, became friends, and basically the rest is history. And she, after correction, she became a counselor there, and she was lucky enough to actually get out of there because, it's a stressful place to work, but, um, I still have about, I say, 6, 7 more years to go, and I can retire myself. So it's good. Yeah, but that's where we met, Erie County Prison, many years ago, 11 years ago. It's how long we've been together. So
Oh, okay. And here's another picture, you guys. Anything notable in the pictures, just shout out to us, but does she train with you?
no, no, she's just my just my best friend. I mean, she trains video games, plays video games with me a lot, but no training wise. She'll push me a little bit if I'm being lazy, but no, she doesn't train with me.
Okay, so now the other question I have to ask for the fans, what video games do you play?
We play a lot of games, like GTA. We can't wait for GTA 6 to come out. That's next year, hopefully, if it doesn't get delayed for the
It keeps
55th
getting
time.
delayed. Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
memes about that right now. Okay,
yeah,
what else do you have?
um, our favorite game right now is Red Dead 2. Love that. We can't stop. We've probably beat it like 10 different times. We love the storyline. It's incredible. Um, we play a lot of the Assassin's Creeds. Um, probably played 5 or 6 different ones like Valhalla, Odyssey. Um, those are probably two of our favorites. Origins is a good one also. Um, we just played the new Mafia game came out maybe a month ago. I want to say, and we beat it in like 8 hours. It was very disappointing. It was a good game, real good story, but like or 9 hours. I think we played and we beat the game. We're used to playing put like weeks into a game like with a huge like story and map, and it was kind of more like just like a DLC basically. So it was kind of disappointing in that way. Good game, but not for the price. I feel it should have been like a $20 game to be honest with you, but it was
Right.
it was decent. So
Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah, I mean, another one somebody's asking, what about Skyrim? Do you play Skyrim?
never played that one before, but we're always looking for different suggestions. So we'll definitely keep that in mind for sure. Because I feel like just few and far between to me. Like good games come out, you have to wait forever for like a good new game to come out. So we'll continue to like replay all of our favorite games until like something until something we like comes out, basically. So yeah.
What kind of like, I'm guessing, is it a console, right?
Yeah, we play we a
Xbox.
PS5.
Oh,
Yeah, we played.
PS5.
Yeah, we played PS5. We played the PS4 for quite a while, and we actually because most of the games you could play in the PS4 that were coming out for the PS5 till basically then they started phasing out the PS4, so we ended up getting a PS5 last year for Christmas. So yeah, our son actually got it for us for Christmas, which was pretty cool. So
Yeah, PlayStation's the way to do it. Well,
yeah,
a lot of Asians prefer PlayStations, and the
yeah.
Caucasians go with the Xbox. So that's why we were like, oh, I was kind of, if I had to put my money, it would have been an Xbox. Glad I didn't.
Nah,
What about
we've always been PlayStation, both of us for whatever reason. Even going way back, like when I never the first PlayStation came out. I was in college. I was like, yo, I got to get this thing, and I've been PlayStation ever since. So
there's this game, was it, I think, last year or so? It took the world by a storm. That Black Myth Wukong. Did you ever play that? Because it's in the
no,
same genre. You check that out. That game won a whole bunch of awards.
really,
Black Myth Wukong.
I have to check it out.
It's a Eastern adventure style, but like the
Yeah,
graphic is absolutely nuts. I think they're making that should be out soon, but what is it? Yeah, I think it's last year. It's about a year ago when it came out. Black Myth Wukong. If
I'll
you like
definitely
those
have to try it.
adventure type games and it's not
Yeah,
the easiest, that's the one you should try.
yeah, we definitely like adventure strategy type stuff. Whereas like I said, it's got a huge map and a lot of open world stuff. Definitely, we're definitely into
Well,
that
if
type
it's
of stuff.
open world, then PlayStation's most famous for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, we've like everybody like tells us to play that too, and that's something we're definitely got to do. Like those games go way back. We've never played any of them, so that's definitely something. Another one we got to try. Watch Dogs is a good game we played. Watch Dogs like 1, 2, and 3. We really like those games. Those are pretty cool. Like if anybody else is looking for different video game suggestions, those are some good games. Also,
Uh, Another one that somebody just suggested is Elden Ring. Do you
I've
play
yeah, I've never played it, but I've heard it's one of our games on our list. I've heard a few people recommend that one too for sure.
it? Oh man, this is another one. Breath of the Wild, Fallout series. So
You know what?
oh,
We were just gonna get that like Fallout 4, I believe it was the one we're gonna try to get and play. Yeah, every like we're that's actually one we're definitely gonna do shortly because we were looking up. Like I said, we're looking for games all the time, and that's 100% on our list. But yeah, Last of Us is a good one. Last of Us
oh
2,
yes,
Last of
yes.
Us is class. I love that game. That just the story for that one's incredible.
W- did you happen to watch the TV series Last of Us?
I pretty want the first one. I watched most of it on one of the flights to one of my competitions overseas. Um, so I seen like half of it. Fell asleep for half of it. I watched, but it was pretty good. I liked it, but I haven't watched any of the second season.
I did not play the game, but I did watch the TV show. But from what I heard was that the TV show kind of matches the storyline of the movie. Oh, sorry, of the game
Yeah,
pretty well.
it definitely does because I was watching and I'm like, wow, you can definitely relate to the related to the game because there's certain parts that were like almost spot on. And like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. It's definitely real close to the game.
Sorry to get a little sidetracked, but I mean, this is part of the whole podcast. Now, everybody, in the arm wrestling community who's watching, who or will watch this video, would know that Dave Chaffee is a big adventure gamer.
Yeah, see,
Big.
a lot of people probably don't know. Like I have this GTA 5 tattoo right here on my arm, and
Ooh,
like
hey,
that, yeah,
show that again. Show that again. Yeah.
right there.
Whoa.
So
Wow,
that was
that's what that was.
yeah, for the longest time, that was our favorite game. My wife and I, we played it. We played it online. We played the story. Probably beat it probably 10 times. But we actually our wedding theme was GTA 5. That's how much we liked the game. Loved the game. So when we got married 6 years ago, that was our theme. We had the cake with had little characters of GTA 5 on it, and we every time a song played from it, whatever GTA it was, we had the DJ announce the song and what GTA game it was from. So
What?
yeah,
That's nuts. GTA. Well, folks, now you know. Okay. Well, now is that tied to in any way how you came up with your name or your nickname, Easy Money?
No, like it's funny. Like this goes back to probably I want to say it was 2013. It was at the Arnold Classic. I had won the competition, and I don't know, I have no idea why, but I blurted it out. I won easily, and I just I yelled "easy money" for some reason. And one of my friends at work was kind of just busting my balls. He's, "Oh, easy money, easy money." They started calling me that, and it kind of stuck basically. And that's where it came from.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. Easy
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
Yeah, someone actually was suggesting the idea that we do it, with there are several other promotions that does the same thing, but like you put money on the table at the beginning of the match, and then you pull the winner, just grabs it, right?
yeah.
And
That's definitely been done a few times for sure. Yeah.
yeah, and well, at that point, if you did it at EVW, that's when you were like easy
E
money.
easy money.
Okay, that's where it came from a competition.
Yeah, yeah,
And
many years
usually
ago.
those are literally the best. That's amazing. Okay, so now here you also send me a couple of pictures of your family.
Mhm.
We'll get at a time. Now, where
Yeah,
is this at?
that's, in Cleveland for a Major League Baseball game. Our whole family is huge baseball fans. We were just watching the games, before I got on this podcast. I'm a Yankees fan, and my wife's a Mets fan, so we both like the New York team, so we kinda fight over the who's gonna watch what, basically, but she usually wins, so we're usually watching the Mets games. So it is what it is. But yeah, we all love baseball. We usually go to one or two games a year because Cleveland's about less than 2 hours away. Pittsburgh's less than 2 hours away, so we can go to a Pirates game. We can go to a Guardians game. So it's pretty cool. It's fun. Like we went to Los Angeles for a competition in 2019. Was it 2018 or 2019? We seen the Dodgers. We seen the Dodgers play out there at the East versus West in Texas. We went to a Rangers game because that was
Mm,
probably like the stadium was like 5 minutes. I didn't realize the stadium was so close. It was like 5-10 minutes away, which was pretty
yeah.
cool. So it was a quick ride there. So we went to a game there. So we always try to get to games when we can. So
Oh, wow. Yeah. Somebody just mentioned happy wife, happy life.
that is correct, no doubt, 100%. Live by that motto.
Wives usually win, they are undefeated.
Yeah, pretty much,
Oh man,
no doubt.
how old are your kids?
My oldest one is 17. He's a senior in high school, so he'll be graduating. He's got homecoming this weekend. He's at the homecoming football game now, watching that with his friends. So he's excited about that, and he's looking at colleges. So he's undecided there, but he's got a few ideas where he wants to go. And my little one is 11, just started sixth grade. Um, he plays baseball and football, likes sports. And my older one actually just start. He's been arm wrestling with me for a couple years now. He's really getting into it. So hopefully he can follow my footsteps, continue, and just I hope he sticks with it because he can be really good if he really sticks with it.
Here I see you have a picture of you and your eldest.
Yep. Yeah, that was at one of the nationals. It was I think that was 2 years ago, I believe. I want to say that
Oh, okay.
he went for the teen. It was
Is
like the
he
16.
competing
Yeah, he I think he took second place, second and third, right and left the last couple years. So I think this year's the year he's going to take first place. So
Wow.
he's gotten so much stronger this past year. I mean, obviously he's growing, and he's been training really hard, for competitions. So I think this year is the year where if we go, he's gonna win it. I think so.
Oh, yeah. Before me with our uh, in-house troll from UK, Diabolical Billy. The super chat is, "Oi, Dave Chaffee got more side pressure than a sumo in skinny jeans. Shake his hand and you're signing your arm's death certificate. Diabolical strength." Thank you, Billy.
Nice.
Can always count on him. And then you have another fan question. Dexter asked Dave when he considers he was in his prime, or maybe still we have not seen it.
I would say my prime was the strongest I ever was probably 2013, 2014. Um, I was competing against Dennis over there in Zloty and over in the A1 in Russia. That's probably the strongest I ever was. But I tell you what, right now I'm starting to feel pretty good. I got the stem cells in my elbow a couple 2 3 times over the last couple years, and there were certain things I hadn't been able to do exercise wise with side pressure because it hurt. The pain it was pretty much unbearable. So over the last like even year, it's gone a lot better, and my strength is increasing really really good. My lifts are getting stronger and stronger even as I lost the weight. Certain new exercises, the strength level is going up, so that's a really good sign. So we'll see. I'm at this 250 to 250 pound weight right now, and I feel really good, like probably better than I have in the last 10, 12 years. So we'll see what's to come. Who knows? Maybe there's more in store. So all I can say is I feel really good right now.
Mhm. That's really good. And here's that picture of your son.
Yeah, yeah, that was that was this, I think, the same competition or the next year's competition for the nationals where he took second and third. But he loves it, man. And like I said, I really hope he continues to train and love the sport because he could be really good.
Yeah, I guess it's an advantage having a dad who's a top tier arm wrestler to train you since young.
Yeah, because we got a good group of guys that train together. We'll train at my house once a week, Wednesday or Thursday, but I'll get on the table with him another day during the week, probably like Saturday, Sunday after a few days off. We'll work on stuff and we'll train. So we're doing it together probably a couple times a week. Well, not including all the exercises, gym wise and stuff. So it's quite a process, but it's fun because we get to spend time together doing things that I love and he started to love. So it's really cool.
Hmm, okay. You have one of the questions is how tall is your son?
He's 5'6".
5'6".
Yes,
Okay. There's another question from not the Neil that we know, but another Neil. Can you tell us your right hand match with Travis that appeared in Game of Arms? Did it really go that many rounds?
yes, it did. It went 36 rounds. It went 18 right hand and then 18 left handed. It was quite absurd. It was never gonna. It would have never ended because he would have never beat me right handed and I would have never beat him left-handed. So if we didn't decide to just call it and say two winners, then we'd probably still be arm wrestling to today because no one was going to give up for sure for sure.
Jeez. Well, that's something. And here is another picture. Can you tell us a little bit more about this picture?
Yeah, that was I think that was Christmas last year. He got my little son likes the Oregon Ducks, so he's got his little hat on and a little pillow that my wife picked out for him. And yeah, it's just that was Christmas last year. So they've gotten it's cool. They've gotten a little closer. Over the older one's a little older, so he does his own thing. But they've gotten a little closer the last like year or two, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Uh, Here another picture. Bomb shelter, Lake
Yeah, he's
Monster.
getting ready to go to his baseball game there. The little one loves baseball. He's playing right now. He's playing. We played in the summer baseball. Now he's also playing fall ball. Plus, he plays flag football. So he's doing two different sports right now. So he's a busy little guy.
Wow. Here's another picture of your son.
Yeah,
Is that like football? Right.
yeah, that was a flag football game. I think it was last year. I want to say last year. I think he
Whoa.
plays for a different team this year. I think he plays for the Panthers this year. Yeah.
That's one athletic dude. Way to go. And on this still segment, there's your partner.
There she is. Yeah, she's always got my back 100%. Like I said, I love her to death. Best corner woman ever. Win or lose, she's always there for me. Always. So that's what it's all about. You live life together and you just love each other and have each other's back.
Yeah. And but I think you have more than just a family of four, from my understanding,
Yes,
right?
we have some other little fellas there. There's two of them. That's the two little ones. That's Arthur's the black one, and Norman's the gray one. Norman's huge. He's going to be huge. They're both about a little over a year old. Arthur's a little older, but yeah, they're Arthur's like a little skinny, slender black cat, and Norman, who eats everybody's food constantly, is the he's not fat, but he's going to be a bigger gray cat for sure. He's, and their characters, and the funny thing is, I'm allergic to cats, and I didn't want. I, my wife had a cat when we got together, and I had cats growing up as a kid, but I was always
Right.
allergic to them. So I can play with them a little bit, but I always have to wash my hands and make sure because if I rub my eyes, they get really itchy and red. But
Okay.
of course, I was 100% against two more cats or any more cats. But the little black one, my son's friend had one that was the cat had a litter, and of course, my wife went over and looked at one, and of course, we had to get one. And actually, sadly, the one we were going to take passed away. Unfortunately, got sick and didn't make it, so we ended up with Arthur, who's actually become one of my best little buddies. He's a very affectionate guy, and I like I said, I can't pet him too much, and but I'll pet him with as much as I can and wash my hands and stuff. But he's very affectionate. And Norman was another one I wasn't expecting. My wife was talking to her friend, and of course they had a litter. And next thing you know, I come home from work, and there he is, little Norman. And they're just part of the family. And of course, I didn't want them, but they're my little buddies now. I love them to death.
Oh, man, I gotta my s we have dogs, right?
Hmm.
And, over the past summer, my wife took my son to the clinic to get him tested for all his different allergies, and turns
Yeah.
out he was allergic to dogs,
Oh
apparently.
man.
And so now we put the dog up on the market, but, and we have to confine him in the cage and everything because he was just breaking out in eczema and whatnot, right?
Uh,
Fortunately, he's a little bit hypoallergenic, but it's such uh, a difficult thing because even while we were gone back in Asia for a month, I had one of my buddy, you know, take care of the dog for me. Just and he had to take like was it like Benadryl or one of those medication every day, one of those allergy medication
really.
every day, just so that he
Yeah.
wouldn't stop like itching and crying. Oh man.
I know the feeling. Like I said, if I pet the cat, and if I say I don't wash my hands immediately, if I touch my eye, it's bad news. My eye will get swollen, and it's definitely not a good thing. But as long as like I said, as long as I wash my hands, and we're good to go. And like I love these little guys. They're my little buddies, and I wouldn't change anything.
What about have you suggested to Amber to switch them out for a dog instead?
We we I actually was a dog person. I had dogs before, and then we had a little dog, but she's always been a cat person. We have the other old one too. The old cat's going to be like 14 or 15 years old, which she had
Oh,
before we got together. That one's Cheetah, and yeah, she's getting old. But she's a part of the family. She sleeps in the bed next to her every day, and like she's 100%, always been a part of the family. And yeah, it's just she's getting older, so it's hard to see her. Like she struggles to get up the stairs a little bit now, and then it's just they don't live forever, unfortunately.
right. Because yeah, my my brother, he lived in a basement for a couple of months, and he and his well, his wife had a cat, right?
Mhm.
And we had to like wrap all our nice furnitures up and our speakers. We have to go, cover it up a little bit so this cat wouldn't just jump on it and start scratching things out. Uh,
Yeah, our cats actually aren't too bad. I was worried about that, but they don't. I mean, they do stuff they're not supposed to do. Believe me, that we'll come home and they'll jump on the counter like they get yelled at and they jump down, and then they look at you like, am I really supposed to not be up here? Like you're not supposed to be up there. You know what I mean? And okay, and then next day you come home and there they are again. You yell at them and they look at you again. I'm like, okay. But cats but they're a lot easier to take care
oh,
of than
a
dogs.
thousand percent, a
Way,
thousand
way
percent.
easier. They just go in the litter. You have to take them out every few hours. Cause like I said, I was a dog person. I had dogs before. I had a little Boston Terrier. He's lovable little guy. He was like 35 pounds, but he was so hyper. Like, so when you go out of town, like you have to have someone, take him out, and it would my dad, God rest his soul, he would come over when I would go out of town. He'd come over every 3 4 hours, and he'd walk him, and he'd be like, he's like the most untrained dog you've ever seen. Like he'd be like, your dog would get wrapped up in his leash. I go down to help him. He'd jump up and hit you in the face, and then he's eating batteries and different types of wrappers on the ground and stuff. So, but like where cats, you go out of town, you give them enough water and food. They don't need to go out. They just go in the litter, and they're a lot easier to take care of.
Huh. So when you guys travel as a family, you just the cat's all alone then?
Yeah, we'll have someone
Oh,
come and check every
okay.
couple of days. They'll come over and just make sure they're okay, make sure fill up the food dish and the water dish and stuff like that. But it's a lot less work than having a dog for sure.
Wow. So in this past half hour, we just learned that Dave's a big gamer and he's a big cat guy now. So wow.
Yeah, the dog guy turned cat guy. Yep.
Dog turned cat. Well, don't let Michael Todd hear about that. He loves his dog. Oh wow. And here's another picture of is that Arthur?
That's Cheetah. That's the old one. Yeah, she
Oh, that's
she
the
was the
old one.
apparently she was just she was worried about my neck there. That's me laying down there because I have a little my neck injuries over there. It's a little traction machine, so I was stretching on my neck, and apparently she was a little worried about me. Just wants to sit there and to make sure I'm okay. So
Oh, okay. How's your neck doing?
I mean the neck's gonna be an issue forever. I know what I can't do with it to deal with the pain. If I move it back in a certain way, it just shoots pain down my shoulder blade basically. I told you, but I got stem cells in my elbow, which helped, but I also got them in my neck 3 different times, and unfortunately, it didn't really help my neck.
Mm.
It is what it is. Like over the years, I've gotten like 3 different types of shots. They worked a couple times, and the third time it didn't work at all. Eventually, if I ever want the issue to go away, I'll need surgery. I have a herniated disc, 2 bulging discs. I have bone spurs, stenosis. The MRIs the last 2 times are quite ridiculous. There's a lot of medical things going wrong up there, but I've learned to deal with the pain, and it is what it is. Just work through it and deal with it.
What caused the neck injury?
I'm guessing it's just arm wrestling stuff, this wear and tear. There was no real time where I felt like, oh my gosh, I messed up my neck. It just happened over time. Like I was just one day, I was like, ooh, that's something's not right here. And when it first happened, the pain was so immense. Like I couldn't sleep for probably 5 days straight, like sitting up and laying down. It was so bad. I don't know if you ever deal with nerve pain. It's the absolute worst. And finally, after like 5 days, I went to the doctor, and they ended up giving me the MRI and stuff like that, and gave me some pain meds and this and that. And but basically, it's just to, like, you can do therapy to try to to make the pain a little better, to deal with it. And so I've done therapy over the years, but basically after a while, it just stays the same, unfortunately. But there was no real incident I can think of that actually caused it. I think it's just years of physical abuse on my neck with the stuff that I do.
Oh, yeah, I can somewhat understand you. Me too. I go to the I got scoliosis and I have a like couple of neck issues as well. So the because my neck is like I think they call it cell phone syndrome where it's like protruding out and everything, right? I spend so much time in front of the
Yeah.
computer, in front of sitting in front of a desk, and so I've got really bad posture, and so now I'm going through some therapy, and it's just imagine it like my neck is hanging off the edge of a bed, and
Hmm.
then they have like a kind of a strap in the back of my
Yeah.
neck where it pulls up, and then they'll attach like 20 pounds of weight on my face to pull it down to kind of fix the arch on my neck. And I'll be sitting there for like 20 minutes, 3 times a week. And oh man. And even now, because I've been going through like a chiropractor for the past 20 years, like
Yeah.
at least once a week. So
Hmm.
man, it's I have this urge to crack my neck all the time, and it's so irritating. It like even right now, like I would like want to crack my neck, and oh man, neck issues are one of the worst, absolutely worst,
Yeah.
because you can't
It's
really get to
right.
it. You can't get
It's
to it.
No, it's miserable. Like I said, the nerve pain. It just it's just shoots down. I know I've been a chiropractor many times over the years. Like I would do therapy there, and it makes it go away for a little bit, but then it just ends up coming back. So
Yeah.
I end up doing like the stuff at home, like you see me laying there with that picture. Just basically it's a traction machine that's similar to what they would have at a chiropractor's office, and do the electric stim and stuff like that, and it makes, like I said, it makes it feel better for a little bit, but I don't. Nothing's gonna make it go away until I have surgery someday. But I'm not ready for that. So
So does it stop you from doing certain moves while you're at the
it,
table? Like you don't
it
want
the
to
neck,
talk, you don't want to bend
no,
your neck.
the neck doesn't. It does like I can stabilize it, so it doesn't bother me. Like it's when it goes back. If I go back and I can like if I, it's a certain area like, which I don't do. I'm always this way arm wrestling. I don't put my neck that way. So I'm used to doing it a certain way. So it never bothers me really when I'm arm wrestling or anything like that. But if I something scares me, I like get started, I look a certain way, then it'll just like, oh my gosh, that's just an intense pain that shoots down there. So
Ugh. Ugh. No, no. Does it shoot to both arms, the intense pain, or is just like
it
one side?
shoots like straight down. It shoots down my shoulder blade. Like I've had different. It's been in both arms. It's really weird. Like it started the first time it happened. It was in like years ago. Just it wasn't as bad. It was in my left arm, and then the second time it happened in my right. Actually, it was so bad that it caused atrophy in my upper right pec, part of my
Okay.
bicep and my tricep, which that never came back. But after like when it first happened that time, like I didn't realize it was really really messed up when I was at the gym one time. I'm doing left arm stuff for like some heavy weight, and I want to do it right hand. I'm like, what is going on? Something's not right here. And I was like, okay. And I looked. I'm like, part of my triceps like just not there. It was really weird.
Hmm.
And with that though, the strength ended up coming back for the most part, not quite as much as it was, but it came back. But the muscle never came back because the nerves is the C6, C7. Those nerves, they control basically the muscles and stuff. And I believe the tricep in certain areas there,
Mhm.
and that's the bad one. That's the herniated disc. I think it's just so messed up that it just caused that damage.
Oh, geez. I've man, I empathize with that. I empathize. There's one uh comment, GB19. He says, "What we learned today: don't scare Dave Chaffee."
Yes, thank you. Please don't.
Jeez, that is pretty funny. Here, there's another picture of you.
Yeah,
This
that was the
good
the tattoo right there. Yeah.
a good picture. And
Or GTA
when did you get
5.
this done again?
The When I get that tattoo,
Yeah.
I got that one in I think it was 2020. I want to say. I believe
Oh,
we both
recent.
went. Actually, I have a little rock star one on the left arm that me and my wife went to Los Angeles. It was actually for a competition in 2019. We got tattoos, and we had just I think we had just started playing GT5 right around there. And we didn't play it in 20. It came out in 2013, but we didn't start playing it until years later. Um, but I got the Rockstar one because Rockstar Games is they make GTA and Red Dead.
Right.
So I got that one first, and then I'll get a big GTA 5 tattoo. So
Wait. So you have the rock star on your left then?
yeah, yeah,
Let's see it.
right there.
Oh, there it is. There it is,
Well,
guys. I gotta contact those guys, the Rockstar Studios, and see
yeah,
if they would do a collaboration. It's there's whatever we can do to kind of get you know outside of arm wrestling community to get to
yeah,
know about
absolutely.
so that would be a real good collaboration.
Yeah,
Uh,
we gotta get them to come out with that GTA 6 as soon as possible. That's the most important.
it's been it's yeah that one's been delayed quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
what it?
that's another video game one. That was
Mirage?
Assassin's Creed. I think that was a
Uh,
Mirage came out. It was last year, I want to say. Mirage. That was honestly, I liked Mirage, but nowhere near as like some of the other games. I felt like that was another DLC type thing. We beat it too quickly. This year Shadows came out. I want to say a few months back, maybe the beginning of the year, and I really liked that one a lot. It was in Japan. It was based in Japan. It was really cool. Awesome. I liked Shadows a lot.
Did you for Assassin's Creed? What was the first one that you played? Like in what 2007? That was, I think, the first one, right?
They came out a long time ago, but I got out of gaming for a while. Then me and my wife started playing probably in 2016 or 17, I want to say.
Hmm.
She got me back into it. So we started playing a lot back then. And I think the first one we played was Odyssey, I want to say, which was a good one. And then Origins was we played Origins, and Valhalla is a really good one too. I love it. Valhalla is pretty awesome.
There's this very big TV show. I think I watched it on Netflix, The Witcher.
That that's a game too, isn't it? Is it a video game
Yeah,
also?
there is
Yeah.
a game. Well, actually, the TV series is based on the game. I didn't play the game, but that heard it's pretty good too. Just those RPG style isn't so much my style because
Yeah, see, I like those types of games, but my wife doesn't, and we always play together. So sometimes it's hard trying to find games that we both actually like. So I'll play a game, I'll start liking it a lot, and I can tell she's okay. This isn't that fun. So then we'll try to then we'll try to find another game that we both really like. That's probably why we continue to play certain games over and over again that we both like until there's a really good new release, basically.
yeah, fair, fair, fair. Here's you send me this picture. I'm guessing there's some sentimental value
Yeah,
here.
well, I was just there's another hobby of ours. I've always collected, baseball cards, well, sports cards when I was little, and baseball cards. So I like buy cards and sell them on eBay and stuff like that. And my wife does too. My wife, she's actually an online. She breaks cards online on Instagram and stuff. She has a page. She's a card breaker, so she'll get a
Oh,
case. Um, price it out per team and puts it on Instagram per team, and people claim the teams. And then as soon as the all the teams are taken, she'll open up the case live on online and say whoever has the Pirates, they get all the Pirates that she pulls out of that case basically. So it's something that she does. She loves doing it. It's a lot of fun.
wow. Okay. So
Hmm.
I think I did see that. I think I did see that. Does she only break baseball cards?
Yeah, yeah. She's made all baseball. Yeah,
Let's see. Yeah, I got quite a. I inherited some NBA, some basketball cards. I need to
hmm
offload at some point. But wow,
yeah. There's a
that's a
lot of money in cards anymore. Like it's like I remember when I was little, like you could buy a pack for 40 cents. For like a pack, a box, $20. Like now some packs are like $40, $100. It's crazy just for like one pack of cards, depending on what you want to buy. It's just like, holy cow, how can you afford this stuff? It's insane.
so maybe this is a good time to announce this as well. Everybody's been asking for the EVW trading cards.
Yes. Yep.
Well, technically they're not trading cards; they are just an autograph set cards of the
Yeah.
matches, right? The secret project that I've been working on for the past couple months, but it's taking a lot of time and effort. It is actually to make EVW arm wrestling true trading cards where people would rip out booster packs
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
they could find autograph cards, they may find regular cards.
Yeah. That's
So
super cool. I love that. That's awesome.
yeah, so that's what I've been working on. I know everybody out there, they've been trying to, hey, where are the cards? Bring the cards back. I'm like, it's a lot of work for every event.
Yeah.
Athletes have to sign posters, they have to sign shirts, they have to sign some other merch sometimes. And once you add cards on top of that, that's a lot of signatures. And I'm trying to
Yeah.
make it a little bit where it's there's some chasing. The chase, some cards they have to chase. Oh, I want a full set of one of every athlete's autograph. Well, that's gonna take you some time to
Take a
go
little time and
online
work.
and
Yeah.
trade them out and whatnot, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. So no, Gotham arm wrestling. That's incorrect. We have
Another
over
cool, another,
100
another
arm
cool
wrestlers.
thing though, if you're doing like the autographs and stuff for cards, like if you serial number like the autograph cards, like say there's 20 of them, do 1 out of 20, 2 out of 20. That's pretty cool because there's only so many autograph cards you can get. You know what I mean?
Yes, and those would be very valuable
Yeah.
because those serialized ones. there's a pricing attached to it based
Hmm.
on how early that number it is. The earlier the number, the more valuable it is because his signature doesn't get it gets sloppier over time,
That it
right?
does.
It's like, oh, the 50th one is like he's half scribbling at that point,
Yeah,
right? Unless you're like Devin Laren, if he's watching, his signature is like basically like two B's, tilted B's or something. So those are like pretty easy. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, okay. Gotham Arm Wrestling is asking. We need more arm wrestlers. Okay, look into the history of how many arm wrestlers has competed with EVW, including King of the Table. We have over 100 plus, right? Not necessarily everyone, but I'm thinking I'll look at it from the standpoint of how many athletes competed within this season, right? So every year we'll only have one series boxes.
yeah,
So that's kind of how we're working on things. But you know, obviously it's a lot of resources that is required. We got like the base designs coming. We are thinking of having 3 levels of cards, right? That we have. Also, this is like the upper deck one. So you have the regular ones, which is like common, and then you have the uncommon, which is holographic, and then the third one would be like the rare autograph ones, and then
yeah.
there would be
That's
like
cool.
we're still looking to see if we want to do anything with like jerseys and whatnot, but probably not on the first series because that's a
Yeah,
little bit of work. I just want to see what the whole and here's the funny part, right? Because this would be the first of any arm wrestling trading cards. That box itself is going to be worth a lot of money
yeah. The
when we
first
hit
one for
mainstream,
sure.
right? The
Absolutely.
first edition box, right? Everybody knows that the
You want
longer,
you want you want to set that one aside, definitely.
yeah.
If
So
you get it, whoever gets that one.
oh yeah, I think it'll be sold out pretty
Yeah,
fast because this is the first edition, and then the second edition is decent, and then it slowly goes away. Uh, yeah, that's right. Kind of like Magic the Gathering, yeah. Because I own like stores selling Pokemon and Magic the Gathering cards, and so I'm very familiar with all these.
that
Uh,
stuff's huge. Pokemon and that
oh,
stuff is everybody. A lot of people love that stuff. Like it's big time. You're right.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and that one's a little different because you could trade it, or you could and be a collector, or you can just be a gamer, right? And you play it,
Mhm.
so that one's a little different. But I think I'm actually pretty excited to see how the first series for arm wrestling box would do for our community. Uh, yeah, let's see. Oh, yeah, you have one more picture of you and your kid here. Wait, but playing football in the middle of winter?
Oh yeah, we play all the time. Like he's killing me as I get older. Like I can't run around as much as I used to.
Uh-huh.
Like we first started playing, he was like 4 years old. So that's 7 years ago. So I could run around a little more, without getting gassed. And of course, he wasn't quite as agile as he was now. He's 11 now, so he has little moves now. So he's bouncing around. I'm trying to catch him and stuff. I'm about ready to like break my ankle while he's running around. I have to be careful now. So we'll play for like 5 minutes. He's running up and down. I'm chasing him. And he wonders why. I'm like, I need a timeout. I'm out of breath already. He's like, Dad, you used to play with me like for like an hour straight. Like when we first, I said, well, son, I'm almost 50 years old. Cut me a break, all right? Jeez.
Man, uh, I'm a little younger than you, but I feel the same thing right
Hmm.
now. My soon to be 7-year-old son in December, he's always like, "Daddy, let's play, let's play, let's play, let's play." Like,
Yeah.
man, like I wish I have half his energy sometimes.
Oh,
And
I tell him all the time. I wish I had the 1/10 of your energy, son. I was like, I don't know where you get it from. Please give it to me. I don't ever even remember having that type of energy, but God bless you for for having it. I don't know.
yeah, but here's the thing though, right? Sometimes I feel guilty when he comes at me and say, "Hey, let's play," and I'm like, I'm just exhausted, right? And
Oh, but yes,
I
I'm
can
the
see it
same way.
right,
Yep.
and I have to turn him away. It's like I can't do it right now, and then he's
Mhm.
like, "Oh," we
I'll
get sad a
when
little
when
bit.
that happens to me because I feel guilty too. I'm like, all right, don't worry, I'll play with you tomorrow for sure. Then no doubt, same time the next day, Dad, did you want to play? I'm like, yes, 100%. I can't tell you twice, no, twice in a row. I feel way too bad. So we'll
Oh
do it
yeah,
no matter how tired I am or whatnot. I have to do it because he's not going to always want to do this with me. So you try to enjoy the time you have with him now, because someday you're going to want to play with him, and he's off doing his own thing. Because time
Yeah,
flies. That's what
yeah,
it is.
yeah, yeah. Oh, they're only a kid one, so
Yeah,
yeah, it's maybe I need to get some caffeine in my system to keep up with them a little bit. But
certainly helps.
jeez, and here's your other son. No, what
Yeah,
event?
that was a local competition a couple months ago. He had actually had a match against somebody, which he won 3-0. So that was cool. So it was like his first challenge match. So he was all excited. He got that big trophy there. So he was pretty pumped about it. I'm proud of him. Like I said, I was so happy for him because he was so excited. He puts in the work, and to see him succeed, it's really awesome.
Yeah, that this trophy is pretty intricate and
Yeah,
pretty
it's definitely a cool
complicated.
little trophy. He was excited about it.
Oh, well, that's really nice.
Hmm.
Now, here's the big thing. I know you kind of mentioned it a little bit, but boom, Dave Chaffee.
Yeah, that was from Game O Arms, but that's what I do. I'm a corrections officer at a prison. We don't always wear that type of gear. That's where we go into a cell, say like an inmate's doing something he shouldn't be doing. Say he's flooding his cell or destroying something, and he won't come up to the gate to cuff up, and he won't listen to orders. Yeah, you get geared up like that and go in and take him out. Basically, not take him out, but take him out of his cell, and so, but
Jeez.
yeah, I've been at the prison 16 years now. Um, it's I got about you can retire at 55. So I'll have 23 years in at 55. If you have 20 years in, you can retire. So I'm counting down my days. Like it's not a bad job, but I'm ready to go. I usually tell people, I got 7 more years on my life sentence. So we're we're getting there day by
Wow.
day.
This whole riot gear kinda I mean, you'd be
Yeah, that's
intimidating.
not an everyday thing. It's usually more often on it's a nice easy day. You go in, you're basically just observing, making sure everything's run correctly. People are just doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like right now, I'm in just I have a partner. We're in a pod with 90 inmates, and we're just basically watch them throughout the day. Just and they're respectful for the most part. You respect them, they respect you. They know I arm wrestle, so they'll always talk to me about arm wrestling and stuff like that. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. hmm I got guys that'll come back I had 10, 15 years ago, and they'll be like, "Hey, you still arm wrestle, Chief?" I'm like, "Yeah, still doing it." You know what I mean? And they'll ask me when my next competition is, and when my last competition was, and they're like, "Oh, I remember watching you on ESPN and watching you in a Game of Arms and stuff." So they're like, "Yeah, I was downstate. I was watching." I was like, "I said that's my guy from Erie." So they all remember. It's funny.
Wow. Wow. This so, like, tell us a little bit from your being a prison guard, right? Are you at, like, the supermax kinda prison, or are you like those white collar guys who are like, you know,
We're
white
we're
collar crime type
Yeah, it's nothing like that.
harmless?
Like a supermax prison. We're a county level prison, so we have probably 600 or 650 inmates in our place. But the county is where you first come in, right off the streets. Basically, depending, it doesn't matter what type of charge you have. If you get arrested in Erie or Erie County, you're coming to us. So we have anything from child support offenders to rapists, criminal homicide, so you name it, and then they'll stay in our prison until they go to trial, basically, or if it's something small, they could get out, pretty quickly. But if it's someone a murder, criminal homicide, something like that, they stay in our prison until they go to trial. And sometimes this takes a couple
Right.
of years. So we
Oh,
have we have different pod classifications. Like we have max, general population, minimum, and then there's a classification pod when you first come in. So depending on what your charge is, that's where you're going to go to begin with, basically.
w have you utilized your arm wrestling prowess in your daily job?
Well, technically, we're not allowed to do that, but I can't confirm or deny that it hasn't happened once or twice over the years.
Okay. Well, we'll just leave that a as that.
Yeah.
Now As have you been have you experienced any like prison riots whatsoever?
There's never been a riot at our prison. There's fights, and we've had some people get assaulted over the years. I mean, unfortunately it's part of the job. You just got to be very observant and just keep an eye on everything basically. But there's never been any prison riots or anything like that, or any escapes at our prison since I've been there, and I've been there 16 years. So, knock on wood. Let's hope it continues to be like that.
For the next 7 years? Yes.
Yes, next sentence.
But and maybe it's because you're around, no riot can
Yeah,
happen.
we could say that. Yeah, it's definitely because I'm around. I'm keeping everything under control.
Oh, jeez. And here's another picture of you. Uh,
Oh, that's an old one. Yeah, that was I got it was my old captain and the warden there. I got an employee of the quarter one time, and my lieutenant sent me that one time because he was thought he was joking around. He's like, "Look at you, employee of the quarter," blah blah blah. He's like, "Champion arm wrestler, employee of the quarter." He said it because he's trying to be funny, but yeah, that was probably like 6 7 years ago. I want to say I got that, so it was cool.
yeah, the Warren should do like a competition, with so EVW can scout our next guy from within.
Yeah,
Anybody who beats Dave gets an extra Jello.
I'm gonna try something like that.
And then make sure you film
I
all
have
that.
I'll have inmates jokingly come up to me and they'll say they want to arm wrestle. And I'll say yeah, I'll tell you what, if you can beat me, I'll let you walk out that door, but that's probably as far as you're gonna get. Just letting you know.
That would be pretty funny. See, what was this? Now, being having the ability to don in the whole sort of riot gear. Have you been in any situation where you something scared you within the prison? Like something happened within the prison that scared you?
There's really like nothing happened that's ever really like per se scared me. I've been in situations where you don't want to be in, like I've had an inmate attack me before. You're not expecting it, but you just react basically. Like it's just things like that. Unfortunately, like there's a lot. Like the only scary part is there's a lot of people with mental health issues, and you just don't know how they're going to react every day or act every day, because a lot of times they don't want to take their medication, and they could be fine if they're on their meds, but when they're off their meds, they're just totally different. You just never know basically what they're going to do.
Fair, fair. Yeah, because that is I would yeah, but you being well, actually, you are now a little bit lighter. So maybe like, oh, Dave's not a threat anymore.
Yeah, but I'm a little quicker now, so that it evens it
Oh,
out a
that's
little
a good
bit.
point. That's a good point. You're a little quicker.
Yeah,
Someone asked you, uh, no, sorry, not this one. Dave, have you watched Shawshank Redemption?
long. I've seen it a long time ago. That's a good movie. Yeah.
Oh,
hmm
now there was a question earlier, uh, asking about your weight. How's your weight doing right now? What are you at right now?
I weigh 250.8 pounds. So I'm at weight where I got to be. Like it's a weight class, 115 kilograms is 253.8. So I'm underweight. I'm good where I'm at. I don't got to lose any weight. I can gain a few pounds. I feel really good. Like if I want to gain a few pounds, I can eat a pizza one day. But my diet's been, except for the last couple of weeks, basically, my diet's been pretty solid. Um, it's pretty similar. Like I'll eat a lot of oatmeal with some peanut butter in it. Just a few times a day, probably when I'm at home. Chicken breast, baked potato, um, 2 3 times a day, basically, and protein shakes.
Uh-huh.
Um, and at work, they feed you, but it's not the best food in the world. So it's a lot of like junk food. Like they'll make fries and just stuff you don't. That's not. It's basically unhealthy. But they have a salad bar, so I've been eating a lot of salads, basically, to try to not to eat the stuff that they feed you, because that's the main issue. If like you're just eating like burgers and fries every day, or just junk pizza, and it's just that's where you gain the weight you don't want to gain. So it's basically I made a few small changes, and I lost like 25 pounds, and I feel a lot better health wise. I feel way better than I have in the last 10 15 years.
someone asked, if you had to do an eating challenge, what food is he picking?
I would eat pizza. I love pizza. It's my favorite food. I would, or even you know what, like give me cheeseburgers from Burger King or something like that. I love that type of stuff. Or like I could eat a ton of that, a ton of pizza, but I can't eat as much as I used to be able to. Like when I was younger, like my 20s, I could eat a ton and just forever. Now it's just like, okay, I got to take a break. I can't. There's no way I can eat like. Sometimes I try to, but I cannot do it.
Yeah. Well, even if you can, your body can't handle it as much.
No.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget I'm aging and I end up
Mhm.
overeating.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling for sure.
Yeah. Yesterday we had I had a lunch meeting and then I proceeded going to one of our food vendor, Cisco. Cisco had an open house with all the different vendors. So there was a whole bunch of samples and they all look so good. And oh man, I just I was feeling nauseous the rest of the day because I overate because I seen the samples, everything looks so good, you know. But yeah. Oh, so do they feed you the same as the prisoners?
No, they don't. The prisoners get different food than we do, which is actually worse than ours. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the stuff they get for us isn't the best. And I mean, some of the stuff that these guys eat, some of it's okay, and some of it you smell it. It's just like, oh my god, I don't know how these guys eat it, but I guess if you're in there, you have to eat it, and then it's just years ago, like when I first started, they had a lot better food there for us and for them. Like there would be times where I'd look at the inmate trays and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take a. You're not supposed to do it. I'd take a couple of the burgers and the gravy and just eat sandwiches off their trays. So I don't do that anymore though.
Huh, gee. Well, yeah, so I mean, Pixar has a good point. If I mean, if prison food was good, we'll all go.
Well, I don't know if you'd want to go to prison just for the food, but yeah, it'd be.
Uh, well, so folks, if you guys are watching this, don't go to prison because the
No,
food ain't that good.
not if you like to eat. Don't definitely don't
Even
go.
if you like to eat, don't go.
Yeah, even if you don't, yeah, definitely.
What about living conditions? Is a county prison a little bit nicer than federal prison?
Our jail's very clean. We take care of it. It's we always get really high scores on when they always come in. We get accredited for certain things, and we're a very clean prison. We take care of it. The inmates they have to clean their cells and keep them at a certain condition. So our jail is very clean.
Wow, that's good. What about how do you become a prison guard?
Ah, well, how I became a prison guard, I for years I used to work for my family, and they end up selling their business. You know, when I was younger, I planned on taking it over, but unfortunately, it didn't work that way. So I worked there, but I also bounced part time at a club downtown. And one of the guys I bounced with worked at the prison, and he was always like, you know what, Dave, you should come down and apply. You know, I think you fit in really well. And I was like, nah, nah, nah. Well, then my family ended up selling the business. I'm like, you know what? I guess I'll apply and see what happens. And just went online, filled out the application, got the call for the interview. It went well, and back then you would get hired part time, and then once you did your time, you had to wait till someone would retire or quit or get fired.
Mm.
Then the space opens up, and then they'd hire one of those part time guys for that job. And I was there for like 3 months part time, ended up getting hired full time. And like I said, it's been 16 years now, so it's been a while.
Well, that's another question for you. Dave, have you done martial arts training? Which type, if so, by GB19?
No martial arts training for me. Just strictly arm wrestling stuff. That's it. I always like I played sports. You know, growing up, I played football and baseball in high school, and when I was younger, I played basketball also. But never any martial arts training or anything like that.
Do like how much training do you know to become a prison guard, or is there
Yeah,
minimal training?
you got to go through like when you first start, you go through like a month of like training wise with all the courses and hands-on stuff. and then after a certain amount of time, they send you they send you to what's called the academy. You go for a month, and it's basically more another month worth of hands-on training and also like testing and stuff like that. So you get a decent amount of training, per se, and then you get to shoot a gun once a year. Go learn, firearms training once a year. So you got to throw that in there too.
Like, is it a training or is it a requalification test? Like, do you have to go for regular testing as a prison guard?
For just the regular stuff or for the shooting?
Well, I mean, just anything in general, because I think I was watching something about the FBI needing to, if you can't do a pull up, you can't chase criminals or something like that.
Yeah, we don't train. We have to take tests like every year basically. Once we have to get them done by a certain amount of time. So we basically do our testing every year. We have to do certain types of testing to basically
Oh,
to qualify and maintain what you're doing.
yeah. Well, I'm sure you have no problems. Matter of fact, maybe you'll be the leader of the pack, being for how
I just
fit you are.
I just like to fly under the radar and do my own thing and pass my test. And I'm like I said, I'm doing my time. I got 7 more years to go, and that's that.
7 more years to go. Wow, somebody's really counting down by the
Yeah.
day.
Can you tell? Can you tell I'm counting down?
Counting down. And then what next? Full-time arm wrestling in your
Yeah, I'll
55?
be if I'm not like, in a wheelchair by then, definitely I'll be
Why
full-time
would
arm wrestler.
I mean, look, the 50s on it is the new 30s, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
like
you have
if I can
Devin and
continue
Todd
if I can
Hudson.
continue yeah, if I can continue at the level I'm at, I feel like I said, I feel real good now. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Robert always tells me there was a scientific study that shows that the tendons get stronger as you age. So,
That's what they say. My tendons feel good. They feel strong. So that they do say that your tendons do get stronger as you get older. So, and I think with all the work we do with arm wrestling, they get even stronger.
yeah. Now I want to switch gears. I want to slowly switch to where we are at arm wrestling. What any significance in this other than it's the man himself, Dennis?
Yeah, that was Zloty in 2013, which it was pretty big for me. I went over to Poland that year. It was a big tournament back then, huge, one of the biggest tournaments around.
Hmm.
And Dennis was the man to beat, and no one had beaten him in quite a long time. So I went over there, and nobody expected me to beat him, and I actually got a win on him um, earlier in the tournament, which was shocking. Like, and back then, like, it was no one really knew who you were and stuff. But I remember as soon as I beat him, like the whole place wanted to get a picture taken with me and this and that. I was, wow, this is pretty cool. He ended up coming back and beating me in the finals, but it was pretty awesome to go over there and do what I did when no one thought you could do it.
Well, it's only a matter of time. So get your wrist ready, not just for arm wrestling, but also for autographs. Because
Sounds good.
once we hit mainstream, that's you gotta get ready. Always carry a fine point Sharpie.
Looking
That's what
forward to
I
it.
like. Here's probably another shot of. Oh, this is
And
probably the finals.
yeah, that was the. Yeah, that was the. Yeah, yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Wow. Back then he was pretty big.
Yes, he was. I probably weighed 270, 272. He was probably 315, 320, maybe something. But he was all muscle, just 100% solid, just monstrous. And his hands like a giant catcher's mitt. Like I never felt anything like it in my life.
Was there money on the table?
No, no money on the table. No, no.
That's probably why you weren't victorious because you couldn't yell easy money.
That could
There's
have
no
been
mon
it. Yes.
there's no money in this.
Yeah, it's no money. Who cares?
I can yell it. Here's another picture of
That
I don't
was
quite recognize this guy.
that was a PAL 2017, I believe, against Dmitry Trubin, who was back then he was the number two arm wrestler in the world, and I beat him 4-0. So that was a
Oh,
pretty significant, a very significant victory in my life, which got me like the PAL Intercontinental Championship, which was pretty cool. I still have the belt. It's a pretty nice belt, so I was pretty happy to win that. Oh, it was over in Poland. That's me and Gennady the next year. Gennady Quickvinia.
Yeah.
That was the match next year. I pulled him. Poland again. I ended up beating him, I think 4-1 at that time. That was 2018.
Very nice. Boom. Big belt. Can't really quite make words out of it, but
Yeah, it just says like PAL something on the. I don't know
uh,
exactly what it says, but
no, no, this one.
yeah, that's a big one. WL. That was I think 2015 or 2016. I can't remember what year that was, but it was pretty cool. I had a good run back then in WL from 2014 up until I think mid 2016. It was 2.5 years. I went undefeated in the WL one, the super heavyweight, the title. 2 years running, which was pretty cool. Back then, we got on ESPN, which was awesome. It was quite a highlight to be on there. So that was a fun time for everybody.
Jeez. And here's
Yeah, that's just I
there's a
think
big
me beating
win.
Dimitri again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big win.
Mm-hmm.
Big pose.
Flex.
Very, very excited. And and here's another picture for everybody. Was
That's me
so was
beating
this
Dimitri.
the first time you beat
I
him?
think it's hard to tell. I don't recall if that was. I think that might have been the one when I beat him because I took his hand and top rolled him. When I can't, my glasses aren't on, so I can't 100%.
Oh, it's fine.
See.
That's fine.
It's not that it would matter, but yeah, I think that might have been the one time. The one time I beat him.
Oh, gee. But ultimately, we go around full circle, and we're now back with this picture.
There it is. The last one. Yeah, the most important one. The last one. Just pulling Todd, like I give Todd credit. He was giving up a little bit of weight, and he's
Yeah.
he's so strong. Even at 220 pounds, he's just a powerhouse. He could beat many super heavyweights with his strength. It's crazy. So I was lucky to be able to do what I did and come out on top against Todd. So
Yeah, yeah, and Todd's no slouch either, and he's in his 50s,
yeah, he's older than I am. So yeah.
so that's why if he has no excuse, you shouldn't have well,
Todd,
as well.
Todd, Todd. I don't know what he's doing though. He's getting stronger as he gets older. It's crazy. Every time he gets on the table, he's more strong, and he gets older. It doesn't make any sense. It's very strange.
Well, maybe you should come down and train with him.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We used to train every now and again a few years back, so we'll have to start doing that again.
Yeah, I think he started didn't he say he started in his, like, mid-30s or something,
I think
right?
so.
So
Yeah,
he
something
started
like
about
that.
the same time as you then.
Yeah, he started probably
Yeah, hair earlier than you.
yeah a little bit earlier than I did. Yeah,
Hmm. Uh, Somebody asked a question from Gotham Arm Wrestling. What would it take for you to make a run at Levon?
I would have to probably put on 100 and some pounds, which is probably highly unlikely at this time. I'm happy at my weight. I'm gonna take a run at this 115 kilogram title. That's what I want to do right now. I'm motivated. I'm stoked to do this, and I cannot wait till November 1st.
Yeah, that's right. So yes, so maybe not in the super heavy, but just the heavy for now.
For now,
And
yeah,
it's
we're gonna take one match at a time. Work at the heavyweights first.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. And I mean, honestly, the supers are. I sometimes I see the athletes. Oh man, that's such a
So
massive
big.
variance, and it's
They're
probably
so
one of the
they're
more
so big. Like I was it's hard to compete against guys that are 120 pounds heavier than you. I was a small super, always weighing 270, 275 pounds. These guys are 350, 360, 400 pounds, and they're a lot of muscle at that type of weight. So it's hard to overcome sometimes.
yeah. I'm just I can understand some people because the amount of weight that they have to put on. Like I saw the difference between I think it was Devin. I saw Devin in Atlantic City. Was it Atlantic City? And then I saw him in Georgia, and he was just fat, and he gained so much weight, and it
Huge
almost
difference.
it was definitely it didn't look healthy too, right? I
No.
mean, and it's only like 6 weeks or so.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
not good. Like for me to put that type of weight on it. Just I got it's like you said, the health reasons. I got family. I got to worry about stuff like that. I'm happy. I feel so much better right now walking around at 250 pounds. I think it was a smart move.
There's definitely ways to get there, but I think you need to take it slowly, right?
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
don't don't go and just put on weight just to put on weight. I think you need to
No, that's
go
very
slowly.
unhealthy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then I think you could. But you know what? I think to answer your question, it is really it's maybe 7 years later. Seven years
7
later,
years. Yeah.
then you have all the time to
Well,
see if you
plenty of
want to go up
time.
in weight or stay at 150.
That's a good answer right there. Yes.
So there is the when I was watching this match, I'm like, ooh, wow. It's a very interesting match in some ways because Todd has been dominating, his weight category, right?
Yeah.
I think he defended his title numerous times, at least two, I believe. So, for him to push to the next level to see if he can cross the barrier, but unfortunately, you were there to kind of stop him. But it really goes to show that you, you know, I think you're just a little bit too humble. I I think that your prime is here and it's coming. It's coming
It-
back, and you're gonna exceed your prime from your that you think it's in 2013. I don't think so. I think you haven't hit your prime yet.
I hope you're right. Like all I can say is I feel better than I have in quite a long time. Like I said, that I'm gaining strength in areas where I haven't gained in a while because I can do certain exercises now. So you might be right. It's very possible.
Yeah, because prior to that, I've always been told like, oh yeah, Dave's recovering from his neck injury, blah blah blah. And then, but like when I saw you in Loveland, Colorado, a month ago, I'm like, I don't doesn't seem like anything stopping you or inhibiting you from going all out. So you know, yeah, yeah, you're just way too humble. You have a long way to go, buddy. You have a long way to go.
I
Uh,
hope you're right.
Houdini Sports says Dave is gonna dominate this new weight class. Put that easy money. I'm actually making that thing on the table.
I'll
So
do my best. I will do my best. Like I said, I'm looking forward to these new challenges, these new guys to pull. I feel I have a new fire lit under me. I feel really good. Like I said, new motivation. So it's nice to feel this way. I haven't in a long time.
yeah, and I know you have a match coming up with Sagoff in
Yes,
Switzerland,
he's there.
roughly 5 weeks or so. And do you, before we end, right? I want to wrap this up really quickly. Everybody hit like and subscribe, and also share this so everybody knows that. So everybody knows a little bit more about Dave. That he's not just a strong arm wrestler, but he's a prison guard. He loves his cats, and he's a big adventure gamer. So to wrap things up, Dave, if Sagoff is right in front of you, what would you have to say to him?
I would say good luck. I hope you're training hard because I'm coming for that title.
Well, folks, you all heard it from Dave firsthand here on this channel that he's all ready. So, with that, Dave, thank you so much for giving a little bit of insights into your family, your background, your interests outside of arm wrestling, your retirement plan. That's
7 years.
actually it's not really a retirement plan. I would say it's your transitional plan. That's when you'll be
Yes,
able to do, arm wrestling full time. I think that's what it is. So,
that,
with
that
that
that's a
said, thank
great way
you.
of
We'll
putting it.
see
You're
you in
welcome.
Switzerland.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. Definitely.